Prepare to dive into a dark and terrifying mystery. André da Silva, a name that now echoes with horror, brutally murdered someone he should have loved and respected with 21 stab wounds. Additionally, the police found jewelry worth thousands of dollars, making this case even more mysterious. What could have motivated André to commit such a terrible crime? Drugs, a forbidden love, money in a wealthy area of the city. Ingredients that fueled André's morbidity and turned this crime into one of the most notorious in recent years. Join me as we unravel the dark secrets and horrors surrounding this shocking case. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any details of this disturbing story. This is a tale of mystery, terror, and secrets that you cannot miss. On Friday, May 2, 2014, around 11 a.m., André da Silva Santisteban Maza, who was in his second year of law at the University of Lima, went to visit his aunt, identified as Vanessa Veronica Maza, who was 42 years old at the time. Her residence was located at 594 Con Street, in the San Borja neighborhood, belonging to the province of Lima. According to the statement André gave to the National Police during his detention, Vanessa hosted guests in a room located on the second floor of the house. There, the two began to argue, André Lucien da Silva Santisteban claims, saying that his aunt, Vanessa Maza Alvaro, pressured him to have sexual relations and also charged him for college expenses and the clothes she had bought for him. Vanessa became very irritated and, upon leaving the room, went to the kitchen where she grabbed a knife and placed it on the young man's neck. According to André da Silva, Vanessa said that if he refused to have sexual relations with her, she would commit suicide, claiming that no one loved her except him. His aunt also stated that she had never been sexually involved with anyone during her 42 years of life, which corroborated André's testimony. Faced with André's refusal to give in to her advances, a struggle ensued. Vanessa caused injuries to the young man's hands, which required 12 stitches. He then reacted by pushing her and looking for an object close enough to hit her on the head. After the attack, André claimed he remembered nothing else about the incident, except seeing Vanessa covered in blood on the floor and running out to ask the neighbors for help, but no one came to assist. Later, he tried to escape the scene by jumping from the fourth floor of the house but was detained before he could leave the crime scene. He was transferred to Miguel Castro prison. The neighbors found Vanessa still alive, but before succumbing, she accused her nephew of being responsible for the attack. After the crime, André called his mother and his twin brother, Jean-Claude da Silva Santisteban, crying to tell them what he had done to his aunt, who received a total of 21 deep stab wounds. Vanessa's body had cuts on the chest, head, and arms, caused by a knife and a kitchen machete, both about 20 centimeters long. The fatal wound occurred at chest level, crossing the back and piercing one of the lungs. Before this attack, the assailant tried to suffocate her with a pillow, which was found by the police at the crime scene. The homicide was brutal, resulting in a completely disfigured face due to the multiple blows and stabs inflicted by her nephew. Unfortunately, Vanessa died at 10 o'clock that night, on May 2, 2014, at the Vesalius Clinic, as her body could not withstand the violence of the attack. Vanessa lived with her mother, managing her business, and was in a relationship with a man for 8 months, according to her sisters. The police did not believe the version presented by the perpetrator, who claimed to have had a romantic relationship with Vanessa since he was 16, even without being sexually involved. André da Silva Santisteban's defense suggested that this relationship was an alibi to mitigate his guilt. The initial police investigations indicated that the motive for the murder was the theft of jewelry. When he fled the scene, he was captured and found with a backpack containing a chest of various gold and silver jewelry, valued at thousands of dollars, belonging to the victim. The police hypothesis was that Vanessa surprised André while he was stealing, which led to an argument that culminated in her murder in the kitchen of her own home. Dona Carmen Rosa Alvaro, Vanessa's grandmother, did not believe her grandson's allegations about a supposed romantic relationship with her granddaughter and demanded justice, insisting that the Peruvian be sentenced to the maximum prison term. She also expressed that she did not wish to see André again. A factor that possibly influenced the outcome of this crime was that André was under the influence of drugs at the time of the murder. After his arrest, a toxicology test conducted by the Homicide Division of the Peruvian National Police revealed that he had medications, including antidepressants, in his system. André admitted that he used marijuana to deal with anxiety problems and epileptic episodes. Anxiolytics, like marijuana and other tranquilizers, act as depressants on the central nervous system. When consumed in low doses, they can help reduce feelings of nervousness. However, in high quantities, they can trigger paranoia and increased anxiety, as well as affect heart rate. The police also conducted a psychological evaluation of André da Silva Santisteban, and the results of this study revealed that the assailant exhibited characteristics consistent with antisocial personality disorder, characterized by a lifestyle of rule-breaking and social conflicts, coupled with a figure of insecurity and emotional instability in relation to authority. On July 19, 2016, 2 years after the crime that shook the San Borja community, André da Silva Santisteban Maza was sentenced to 20 years and 10 months in prison for robbery, to the detriment of Vanessa Maza and her grandmother Carmen Rosa Alvaro Maza, in addition to aggravated homicide. The verdict was given by jurors Flor de Maria Poma Valdivieso, Mercedes Gomez Marquicio, and Rosa Amaya Saldarriaga in the second criminal chamber for prisoners of the Lima court. In addition to the sentence, the court also ordered civil reparation of about 500,000 sols, approximately $150,000, in favor of Vanessa Maza's legal heirs. During the reading of the sentence, Superior Judge Rosa Amaya Saldarriaga suggested a 35-year sentence for the crime of aggravated homicide. A few days after being imprisoned in Pavilion 3A of Miguel Castro Prison, André da Silva Santisteban Maza was nicknamed Quina by the other inmates, in reference to Natalia Malpartida Dyson, a former Peruvian boxer and former world champion in the super featherweight category. They resembled her due to their slender physical build and long, curly hair, as revealed by a report from the Peruvian newspaper Comercio. His twin brother, Jean-Claude da Silva Santisteban, was the only one who visited him in prison in 2014 and also covered the defense costs. The brothers went to live with their father after their parents separated when they were 3 years old, but he died of lung cancer. Thus, they were placed under the custody of their mother and received the unconditional support of their aunt, Vanessa Maza. Vanessa, who was single and childless, was recognized in a Peruvian newspaper, which also published a letter written by Jean-Claude, in which his brother apologized to his mother for the murder of their aunt and confessed that he had not been a good son. Jean-Claude stated on a television program that André was a good person struggling to overcome the emotional problems resulting from their father's death, and mentioned that André felt a great deal of shame towards the family, but that it would not bring Vanessa back. She was the aunt and sister of his mother. The case of André da Silva Santisteban Maza is a disturbing example of how violence can arise in unexpected and seemingly normal contexts. The story of a young law student who, after a dispute with his aunt, commits such a brutal act raises deep questions about family dynamics, mental health, and the influence of the social environment. Firstly, it is crucial to reflect on the pressure young people face concerning family and academic expectations. Society often places a disproportionate emphasis on academic success and family responsibilities, which can generate immense stress. In André's case, this pressure seems to have been a triggering factor for an extreme act of violence. This leads us to question whether we are providing adequate emotional and psychological support for young people facing these pressures. Moreover, the allegation that André was under the influence of drugs at the time of the crime highlights the importance of addressing substance use and its impacts on mental health and behavior. The use of marijuana and anxiolytics, especially in high doses, can trigger paranoia and increase anxiety, affecting judgment and emotional control. This suggests the need for more robust education on the risks of substance use and the importance of seeking professional help for mental health issues. André's participation in the theft of jewelry and the attempt to cover up the crime also reveal an alarming disconnection from the gravity of his actions. The decision to steal and the subsequent violence indicate a lack of moral discernment and an inability to handle conflicts healthily. This underscores the importance of promoting values of empathy, responsibility, and peaceful conflict resolution from an early age. Finally, the justice response, with André's conviction and the reaction of the families involved, reveals the complexity of dealing with crimes committed by young adults. The sentence of 20 years and 10 months in prison, with significant civil reparation, reflects a balance between punishment and the hope of rehabilitation. However, it is essential to consider how the justice system can better support the rehabilitation and reintegration of these young people into society while providing justice for the victims and their families. If you enjoyed this video, take the opportunity to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Every subscription and comment is crucial for me to continue producing interesting content for you. I greatly appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you in the next video.